I'm County Judge Tom Vandegrift. As at one time mayor of Arlington, we realized the economic benefits of bringing tourists here. In 1960, Six Flags Over Texas opened. In 1972, the Texas Rangers moved here and built one of the most beautiful baseball parks in the country. Arlington is poised now for a new era with the state-of-the-art Dallas Cowboy Stadium, a mixed-use development, and highway improvements to Interstate 30. Tourism is important to attractions and hotels, but also to many business owners in the city, and in ways that are not always so obvious. Here's how your neighbors and friends make their livings from out-of-town visitors.
Tourism is about 18 to 19% of my total business. Tourism is an extension of my local economy business because it's business that comes in from the outside that I would not ordinarily have unless I were in a city such as Arlington that generates a lot of its extra income from outside citizens coming in from other places to stay in Arlington, have fun in Arlington, and enjoy the activities in Arlington.
Tourism at the current time is probably a little over 20% of my business. Although I don't deal with it directly, it's constant indirect source of income as I deal with a lot of restaurants and hotels and amusement type businesses in the area.
Tourism means quite a bit of business for us here in the Arlington area. We've got 4 Leslie's locations, one of which is a commercial service center. We service many of the entertainment destinations, your Six Flags, the Hurricane Harbor, putt-putt courses in the area, town centers, town squares, your malls, your strip centers, hotels and motels. So it means quite a bit of business to us.
Tourism for Lincoln Square is alive and well. We have the trolley bus coming to and from the Arlington hotels to Lincoln Square, full of tourists that come into town that want to shop, dine, or use our salon services.
Tourism helps our business because it brings more employers to the Arlington and the whole DFW area. The first client that comes to mind that's related to tourism probably would be our mattress manufacturing company. They sell a lot of mattresses to motels and hotels, and obviously because of tourism we have hotels and motels in the Arlington area and DFW area. So he sells a lot of mattresses, has probably 100 employees. Another client that's affected by tourism is an embroiderer. He's making a lot of shirts. Another client might be my client that writes a magazine for the roller coaster industry. And then another client makes giant commercial refrigerators. So restaurants and hotels are where his refrigerator goes.
Tourism impacts a much broader spectrum than just the hotels. As a florist, I will get people who honeymoon here. I will get the conventions that will come in.
Tourism for me has been wonderful with the Ranger Stadium being here, Six Flags, Hurricane Harbor. I do framing for all of these tourist attractions, and the more tourists that comes, the more framing opportunities I get.
Our business would be very flat if we didn't have the out-of-towners, the tourists coming to our mall. We depend on them for day-to-day business, but they do come all year long, whether it's summer for sporting activities or just visiting Aunt Minnie.
Tourism is our bread and butter.
We contribute to about 140 to 150 different church groups, charity groups, and civic organizations that need funding.
I just think that if the citizens in Arlington would really look hard and heavy at the local businesses and how important the tourism is to not only Arlington but the entire DFW economy as a whole, I think we would all breathe a sigh of relief that the local businesses are doing fine and that will continue to do fine as long as tourism is marketed in the Arlington area.
It's fun to work with industries that are related to tourism because those are typically happy people, and it's kind of a fun environment.
We did a Longenberger basket convention that was maybe $5,000 worth of flowers that came in here. And then with that money, I'm going out and purchasing new football equipment for my kids or new clothes. And I know every other business that's owned locally has that same impact on the economy.
We have some great places for tourists to come, and we as a group, instead of individually, need to be pushing that forward so that Arlington and all of its facilities and amusements that it has can be known together at one time.
Tourism for the parks at Arlington is what gives us the icing on the cake. It is what gives us our annual increases. If we did not have visitors from out of town, we could not support 1.5 million square feet of retail space. We have to have out-of-town visitors, and thankfully we do.
The future is very exciting for Arlington. I can't wait to see what the next 50 years will bring.